Alrighty, our next few exercises. First off, we have a straddle up. So in the last cycle, we were doing tuck ups. Straddle ups are slightly harder variation. If it becomes too hard, then just drop back to the tuck ups. So starting this time, rather than in a flat position here, we want our legs apart, and then straddle up. Trying to sit up as tall as you can. Bring those legs in as close to your face as possible. Point the toes, not just because it looks pretty, but it also gives you a lot of tension in your legs, which is really important for these movements. So that is your straddle up. In between, you're going to do a Jefferson curl, which is a super good movement for the whole posterior chain mobility. So you'll start with the broomstick or some other very light object in your hands, but a broomstick's perfect for this. You may not need to get on top of something to start with, depending on your flexibility, but it's good just to practice. So it doesn't need to be too high off the ground, but even on the edge of a gutter would probably be all right to start with. Remember to use this box. And it's like the worst deadlift you've ever done. So at the top, you're going to start by tilting the head forward, and then the shoulders round, and then the upper back rounds, and then we slowly come down, middle back rounds, lower back rounds, and we don't hinge at the hips until our whole back is rounded, and then you can start hinging forward, staying as round as possible, and just coming down as far as feels comfortable for you. You can have the legs soft a little bit. I like to keep them straight, but initially that might be a little bit too much. And then reverse it up. So starting right down at the bottom of the back, keeping everything else round. And then start to uncoil, really slow. Finish by rolling the shoulders back at the top. So you do about 5 reps of those. Is your Jefferson curls. If they start to feel good, then you can add a little bit of weight to it. Maybe hold a couple of tins of tuna in your hands or something just very small. You don't want to build up with weight with this one too quickly. So the next couplet is arch ups. So this time we're on our belly. Nice and long from fingertips to toes, and then arching up high and back down. That's your arch up. In between that, elbow bounces. So one hand behind the head, one behind the back. So trying to bring the fingertips together. Try and stay fairly loose and fluid with this. You don't want to be trying to grunt it or lock too much. So just nice and relaxed through the shoulders, getting some movement through there. And the last couplet for today is a glute squat, or what I'm calling a glute squat. I think it's sometimes called a Hawaiian squat. So one ankle up over the other knee, balancing here, squatting down as much as you can. You'll probably get a bit of a stretch through the glutes, seeing how low you can get with your heel on the ground, and then back up again. So don't be tempted to come up onto the toes to get more depth. Squat down as low as you can with the heel on the ground. Arms can be used for counterbalance. That's your glute squat. And in between that, you'll do a twisting squat. So you may want to hold on to something for this at first, but what it looks like is you'll cross your feet over, squat down again just as low as you can. If you have any pain in the knees, just stop at that level, but otherwise all the way down to like a cross-legged position and back up again. You can either do all your reps on each side like this and then just change legs, or once you get better at it, you can do all the way down, spin, keep spinning, and your legs will be blocked. Cross the other way. Try that again. Out, up, untwist, twist, and then go down on the other side. So that is your twisting squats. Again, just go as low as feels comfortable. This one builds up some of the joints and cartilage around the knees, but you don't want to push it too quick, or rather than building it, then you might damage it. So, they're your movements for today. Enjoy.